Greetings and salutations. Welcome to QB1 Press Your Luck here on Ref the District. I'm Nathan, that's Stoner. No Trev with us this time, so you're going to have to get his thoughts by joining us on one of our Wednesday show here on YouTube at 7:30 Eastern on Wednesdays. Of course, our QB1 Press Your Luck videos are brought to you by Don't Sleep Energy. You can go to don'tsleepenergy.com, use the code REFTHEDISTRICT for 10% off all of their items there. Whether or not that's the drinks that keep you up and motivated to get some good work done, or some of the gear where you can make a statement. Don't Sleep Energy believes in people who believe in themselves, and I believe they are good to go.
Love it.
Don't sleep. Be great. All right. Because Trev's not here, I'm going to go ahead and be the one to press my luck here. All right, let it roll. Who we got? All right, we got Derek Carr out of the way, so I'm already happy. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, and stop. This could be an option for Washington. We got ourselves a little Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
Boy,
he's controversial, all right.
Controversial, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How so? Why would you put him as a controversial pick for Washington?
Very simply, he's a winner. He's a winner that can't stay healthy.
That's problematic.
He's a winner, can't stay healthy. That's the controversy. Is Jimmy G make your team better? Is he good enough? Yes. Can he stay healthy? No. He's proven it over and over. That's why I think it's controversial.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate the amount of injuries that he's had, because he's had pretty good years. Last year was another pretty solid one in the games that he had played, completing 67% of his passes, 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 2,400 yards. A little low on that end, I think. But, I mean, if you play a full season, he probably hits the upper 3,000s there. QBR 54, which is just okay, not great, just above average. And I hate QB rating, but it was 103, which might excite some people.
That's pretty high.
It is pretty high. I think more importantly, it was a 7-3 record. You know, a lot of people made, a lot about Brock Purdy coming in and then going undefeated, but this was a team that was already really good. And if Jimmy G stays healthy, he probably goes on a very similar run and potentially, doesn't go out late in the season. It's hard to really say, because he does have so many injuries, in his career. He's only completed one full season.
Yeah. I mean, you can't deny that he's injury prone. There's guys that somehow have an injury here, have an injury there, not necessarily injury prone. He's injury prone, and he's going to get hurt, because he does pretty much every year. Like you said, he's had like one full season out of all these years. He's torn ACLs. He's broken his ankle, or maybe high ankle sprain, whatever it was. He's just had them all. And when you're that kind of guy, especially at the quarterback position, that constantly has these injuries, I can't trust you. I can't trust you with $30 million a year on my team to try and get me over to that next step. And he hasn't been able to do that. He's taken teams to NFC championship games, where in one year he was hurt during the playoffs. He played, but barely. Like, he was throwing like 15 passes a game or something in one playoff season, because he was hurt. Shoulders, ankles, knees. It just seems to be everything. And he's a pocket quarterback. We love to talk about these running quarterbacks who always seem to get hurt, or people say they get hurt because they're exposing themselves. He's a pocket guy. He never, ever, ever runs. So that factor of him being a pocket quarterback kind of puts that whole thing to rest. But he just keeps getting hurt. Can't trust him. I can't trust him with my football team. That's a problem. But man, he's a winner. Every time he's out there, he wins 40-17 as a starter. I know you don't like quarterback wins.
Yeah, QB wins are
right. I think they are, but you just can't deny it when it's 40-17 as his record as a starter. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he has been he's been very fortunate to be on some good teams. Obviously, there in New England, with a 7-0 record there in New
Mm-hmm.
actually sorry, 2-0 with New England. And then he starts San Francisco with a
With
5 and
5 and
0
0, yeah.
record. Yeah, he's
And the
only
2 and
had
0, the 2 and 0 was Deflategate year, okay?
mhm.
And it was a 4-game suspension for Brady. But what happened after 2 games? He got hurt, right? He couldn't even go 4 games that year, even though he was 2 and 0. Sorry.
That's fair. I mean, he's only had the one losing season that has been behind himself, which was 2018. He only played 3 games. He won one, lost two. And then he comes back and it was runner up for the comeback player of the year with a
Mm-hmm.
13-3 season. That's his only season where he played the full one. I did have
Yeah.
to look up 2021 because he played 15 games in 2021. So I wasn't sure what happened there. But yeah, so he missed out on 2 games actually, because that was the 2021 was the first season of 17 games. And
Yeah.
obviously this year he only played the 10 games.
Yeah.
So
Just
yeah, I agree with you where he's injured. Where I think a lot of people wouldn't mind is, one, like you said, the QB win record. Two, even if he's injury prone, there's a lot and I would try not to mention him here, but there's a lot of howlers that would be okay with this injury prone QB here, because that means Sam Howell's probably going to get thrusted into a starting position sooner than later.
yeah.
And it's not going to be like this previous time where he's starting with all the, the second and third stringers. He's going to be starting with the starters because it's going to happen like middle of the season.
Right.
Jimmy G's done well enough to keep you in playoff position. So you're going to go to Sam Howell with a chance to make a run. So I think that aspect is probably something I think a lot of people might be good with.
That's true. I never
You're
thought
kind
of
of
that.
really down on Jimmy here. Is you talk about him being a winner, but is there anything outside of just being a winner, because QB wins aren't a thing that you like from him? He's a pocket quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
so it would mean Washington would have to spend some assets on an offensive line.
Yeah, for sure.
But what else about Jimmy excites you?
Well, he is an accurate quarterback. Okay. He can make all the throws. Everybody talks about that. He's a big guy, 6'2, 225. So he's got all the attributes that you need, right? So he does things the way they're supposed to be done and manages the game properly. If you want to call him a game manager, that's fine. Okay. I don't think you necessarily need to be a superstar on this team because of everything that you have around you.
Yeah.
Manage the game well, just like he was doing in San Francisco. San Francisco had excellent weapons, had a running game, had an offensive line, had a great defense. And like you said, he was 7-3 before he got hurt this year. And they were rolling. They were just starting to roll when he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then they bring in a 6th rounder, the last pick of the draft, and he just continues rolling. So if you have that around him, I think he can be a very good quarterback. If you want to start your franchise with him, I think you're in trouble. If he goes to Houston, right, where they're just in shambles, I think he's in trouble, right? But if you have a situation like in Washington where you have weapons, you have a running game, and you're going to build some offensive line around him, you have a defense, then I think he can thrive here. And I'd like to see him try it, to be honest.
You would like to see him try it here?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, look, if you can't get, I'm just going to give it away. Spoiler alert. If you can't get Lamar, you're not getting Brady. He's already retired. If you can't get Justin Fields, then of all the guys who are available out there, Jimmy G is my next choice. Because he's 4th on my list of everybody who's available. And you can squabble with available all you want, but who we think's available.
Yeah,
we've
been having a lot of those discussions on our Wednesday show on actual availability, what would it take to get, and obviously, like I said, Brady's retired, and I think that if you're looking at a quarterback who is solid, would be a solid addition,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe not add another aspect to this team. Like you mentioned Lamar, you mentioned Justin Fields. Like those two add something with their feet, right? They bring more to this offense than just being a game manager and passing. If you're looking at it from that aspect, Jimmy is the second best quarterback out of everyone that we're looking at. In that and Brady's the only one above him, and Brady just retired. So now he's your best option if you're looking for a game manager, somebody who's going to come in, and this is probably the scary part for a lot of fans, especially those howlers, is Ron Rivera is entering year 4. And Ron Rivera is telling people that Sam Howell's going to be QB1 here, or at least the reports and stuff. We haven't heard it directly from him. And even if we did, we probably wouldn't believe him anyways.
That's right.
But this is a quarterback that absolutely, I think, speaks to Ron and what he wants to do. Right. He wants to run the ball a lot. Jimmy G's been coming from teams that have been running the ball a lot. He's an accurate passer. He's going to keep you on the field, and he's going to do what you ask of him. And I think that's pretty good for Ron. I think it's less good for a lot of people. I have him right around where you have him. You know, I have him as number 4 on my list. That is I have him number 5 on my list. Justin Fields is 4. So, and Justin Fields is over him because Justin Fields is a young, dynamic player. And if he continues to rise, you're set as a franchise. Jimmy G's not setting you as a franchise, but Jimmy G could hold for like 2 seasons, 3 seasons, depends on how long he manages to stay healthy and with the game. And you know, those can be very successful seasons. He's the best. He's really the best option of all the vet quarterbacks that are realistically available.
I kind of like that idea that you bring him in here pretty much knowing he's going to get hurt, and then you let Sam Howell do whatever Sam Howell is going to do with the starters, probably at least half of the season.
If Sam Howell pulls a Brock Purdy, you don't need Jimmy G anymore. Right. But if
that's right.
But if Sam Howell ends up going, 1-4, then you're like, okay, looks like we have to find a new QB.
You got to start all over because he's definitely getting hurt. Now, does it help or does it hurt that he's just the best looking quarterback of anybody? I mean, the guy just slays. Okay. He is one good looking dude, if I may say. Right? Does it help or hurt?
I think it doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah. It would be one of those.
I got you all flustered a little bit there with that, didn't I?
I'd be interested to hear some people's opinions on whether or not that would bring more fans to the table. I think the winning would bring more fans to the table, but who knows there? So Stoner, you mentioned it. You got him number 4. I've got him at number 5. And we talked about the pros and cons here. I'm really interested in hearing what our viewer has to say about this. Make sure you get in that comment section. Let us know where's Jimmy G on your top 10 list. Would you mind if he comes here and he eventually gets hurt? And Sam Howell gets his start. Where do you stand on Jimmy Garoppolo as QB1 for Washington? That's what I want to know here in the comment section. Stoner and I, okay with it, not great with it, but if Washington ends up winning games, I think we'll both be pretty darn excited.
Absolutely.
And Stoner will be tuned in just to see him on the sideline.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let us know about the comments. And of course, check us out on Wednesdays at 7:30 Eastern live right here on YouTube, where we bring you all sorts of good discussions on the Washington Commanders. I'm Nathan. That's the Stoner. And until next time,
he's so dreamy.
Be a fan. Hey, thanks for watching us here on Ref the District. While you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out one of these other videos here as well. We create lots of great content. Of course, we're live every Wednesday at 7:30. Things get pretty heated there as well. until next time, be a fan.